10 home office items to boost productivity. So these are going to be simple items that you can use to help you get more done and to help you reach your goals, especially if you do your success habits at home. So let's get into it. So the first item is going to be timers. So I explained a lot about this, about how you can use timers for productivity in other videos. But you can use timers to help you stop procrastinating and to help you be more productive. So you could start off by just using one timer, or if you use more advanced systems like what I teach, you could use multiple timers, like 2, 3 plus timers. The second item is blank pieces of paper. Paper is something that you can use for multiple habits that you do, like thinking habit, writing habit. There's many habits. And the benefit about using paper versus taking notes online is that unlike online, paper has no distractions and you have it right there. So if you need to write something that you need to remember constantly, like say your habit list, important things to remember, you can just simply write it on paper and you have it right there next to you. The third item is noise canceling headphones. So you want to do this if you have a noisy environment or if you're doing habits that require deep focus and deep work. So what you want to do is use these noise canceling headphones when you're doing habits like reading. It could be thinking. If you get distracted a lot, especially from sounds around you, these would be very helpful. The fourth item is physical notebooks. Notebooks are great if you want to store a lot of notes, but you don't want to deal with having hundreds of thousands of pages. So this is what you want to do. So you want to get physical notebooks, and I would recommend it for these 3 things. The first thing is things to apply from your books. So when you're reading books, you can take notes with this notebook. The second is 20 or 30 minutes a day learning from free videos. This is especially true with YouTube videos, long form videos to learn from. And then the third, this is more advanced learning, is for courses. So if you have any courses that you take, you can use this notebook. So you want to separate it by these 3 notebooks, and you have the notes right there for you, and make sure you apply what you learn. The 5th item is a calculator. The reason why you want to use a calculator is because a lot of the things that you do and a lot of the success habits and a lot of success in life in general is about numbers. So for example, if you try and gain weight, like what I'm trying to do, increase the number of calories that you eat. If you're trying to do money habits, it could be increasing your assets, whatever you're trying to do. But a lot of success is with numbers. So you want to have a calculator on your desk to easily do your numbers for your habits. The 6th item is different color pens. Now if you want, you could just use a regular black pen to take your notes, but what I recommend is to use multicolored pens. So for example, let's say you're reading a book. You get your black pen. This is to write your outline, maybe today's date, the book title, and the color pen is for one thing that you're going to apply today to your life. So you can use notes for both things. Or another strategy you could use is if you take a lot of notes, just use multicolored pens. So you can use all these pens when you're taking notes, like let's say from a course or a book. The 7th item is workout equipment, like this. So like this is for your push-ups. You could get other stuff to like build a nice home gym, so you don't have to drive 30 minutes to your gym. You save a lot of time with this. So what you want to do is get items to build a home gym. So it could be stuff for your push-ups, it could be weights. You could get like next to your desk, you could get like a nice mat, lay down a mat and do your push-ups there, do your jumping jacks there, your sit-ups, all your workouts you could do there. Because you could do this to lower the sitting time. Like you say, 20-30 minute timer. I'd recommend a 20-minute timer, do your habits, and then 1 to 5 minutes just moving around or doing some stretches or quick workouts. So that way you sit less when you're doing your habits, you save time so you don't have to drive to a gym, and you have all your workout equipment right there ready to go. The 8th item is your habit tracking folders. So for this, I use 2 folders for this. The first folder is what I call Daily Small Win Scoreboard. So for this, I put my to-do list in here, and I put my habit tracking papers. So whenever I make progress on the success habit, I write the progress in here. And then the second folder I use is what I call daily to-do list, minutes per subject or task. So I would have my max times for each task. This is why I say add timers to your desk, to have max times for each success habit, and the total amount of time I put, and the total amount of time it took to do each success habit, I'd write in here. So like, let's say habit number 10 took 5 minutes and 40 seconds. You'd write it in here. And like, let's say you did a networking habit, you did 10 comments, let's say, I'd write 10 comments in here in the second folder. The ninth item is a nightstand. Look, this isn't exactly a nightstand, but something similar. But look, the reason why I like this one is because it has 3 different layers. So maybe like here you could put your habit tracking papers. Here you could maybe put blank papers. Down there you could maybe put the books that you're reading. And you would have this next to your desk. So you could have your desk for one task that you're working on, and then the rest of the papers and the rest of the habit tracking folders you can put on your nightstand or something similar to it. And the 10th item is books that you're currently reading. So you put this also on your desk. So it could be stuff like a biography book, it could be stuff like a money book, a mindset book, different types of books. So the books that you're currently reading, you put that on your desk. So that way it reminds you of success, because having books around you is a good way to motivate you and remind you of success. And also when you have the books right there, since reading is a little harder of a habit to start, if you have your books right next to your desk ready to go, it'll be a lot easier to get started and a lot more likely to read more. And later I can give you some reading tips. So those are the 10 items you can put next to your desk or on your desk to improve your productivity. I'd recommend on your desk have something that motivates you, or stuff that motivates you on your desk, and items to do one task at a time. And the rest of the items you could put next to your desk, like your workout equipment, your books, all that stuff you can put on your nightstand. I'd recommend having like your desk and the nightstand and your bed in the same room. Like you would put your nightstand next to your bed, and your nightstand would be next to your desk. So that way your desk and nightstand and bed are close together. So you have your desk focus on one task, nightstand holds the rest of the items, and stuff like the workout equipment you can put on the floor. So that's a setup. Focus on one improvement at a time, and let's improve every day.